Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Hey there, boxing fans around the world. Thanks for joining me and Mike here on Knuckle Up. It's not Knuckle Up. Who's got that headline wrong? Here on Talkin Fight, we've got an episode of the Friday night panel featuring Mike Musno. So we've just got one big ass card to talk about, right, Mike?
Yeah, we do. We do.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
Yeah, let's just get right into it. And definitely it's going to be a good one. Everybody should know. We've all been waiting for this one, man. It's the Teofimo Lopez versus Pedro Campa card. This one, Lopez, the former lightweight champion, will face Mexican veteran Pedro Roca Campa in the 10-round main event tomorrow night at the Resorts World Event Center and Resorts World Las Vegas. In the 8-round junior middleweight co-feature, rising Puerto Rican star Xander Zayas steps up in class against Elias Latin Kid Espadas. This one's great, man. I can't wait to see this one. It is the only big one going on this weekend. Lopez 16-1 with 12 KOs. Brooklyn native who now resides in Las Vegas makes his 2020 debut following a whirlwind past few years that saw him graduate from prospect to lightweight king. He became a viral sensation with a first-round one-punch knockout over Mason Menard in December of 2018. 1 year later, he captured the IBF world title with a second-round destruction over Richard Comey. Lopez became the unified and lineal lightweight champion in October of 2020 with a unanimous decision over pound-for-pound legend Vasily Lomachenko. Lopez lightweight reign came to a shocking end last November when George Kambosos Jr. climbed off the canvas to earn a split decision in what many experts call the upset of the year. Now at junior welterweight and fully recovered from assorted injuries, Lopez is set to conquer a second weight class. He's thankful to be back. He's been looking forward to this since his last fight. He's had a lot of complications, but he's looking forward to, towards the future and, better things. He says he's here to take over the 140 pound division, just like he did at 135. This is a big step up for him, man. Campa, 34, 1-1 with 23 knockouts. He's fighting out of, Mexico, is unbeaten in 8 fights since the lone loss on his ledger. He's conducting an 8-week camp in Southern California under the watchful eye of the new head trainer, Manny Robles, who led Oscar Valdez and Andy Ruiz, among many others, to world championship glory. Campa is coming off a 3rd-round knockout over Carlos Sanchez Valdez, who entered the bout at 22-0. This one I can't wait to see. Graham, what are your thoughts on Lopez, climbing up to 140 and, trying his hat in that game? Do you think he's going to be able to be as dominant as he was at 135?
Let me just backtrack just one brief moment. I'm going to reiterate what Katie Taylor said. If you're going to prove yourself in the sport of boxing, you have to move up. You can't move down once you're a champion. And Lopez is a champ. He's got to move up anyway. Camp is a solid veteran opponent. But if you take a look at the odds makers out there, it's pretty obvious who they're picking. I don't think Teofimo Lopez is going to have an issue beating Campa. Anyway, that's it.
I don't think so.
I'm not going to say like I know Natalie liked to carve on the journeyman and all that kind of stuff, but I don't really think Campa's a journeyman. I don't think he's a gatekeeper in any way. But I just think he's a veteran. He's a veteran fighter who's going to put up a good fight with Teofimo Lopez. But I do think Lopez is going to come out on top. There you go. That's what I think.
Honestly, I think Lopez is going to come out on top. I'm pretty excited to see what he's going to do with that extra 5 pounds. Lopez being a heavy hitter already, the kid's, he's 16-1. And, up until that last loss, which was a controversial split decision. Yeah. But, to move up and think that he's going to just dominate, I don't know. We'll see what it's going to be like after tomorrow's fight, but I am curious to see what he's going to be like with that extra 5 pounds. Will it slow him down? Will it cause problems with his stamina? We'll see. It's all a matter of time. till tomorrow night, we'll see. But yeah, I'm rooting for my man Lopez. I'd like to see him, come in here, dominate with a great performance, and come through with a big finish. That's what I think.
Yeah, it's funny. We've actually been following Lopez since day one of our very first broadcast. I think.
Yeah.
He's been on our radar, and now look where he's at. And I think if you look at how Canelo Alvarez has moved up and not had any problems whatsoever,
Right.
I think the Mexicans are well trained, and I think they're well prepared when they move. They know what they're doing. They may not be moving up into the heavier weight classes, but within these light to middleweight classes, they're brilliant, and they're well trained, and they're well prepared, as I said. So
yeah,
I think Lopez has his hands full, but I think he will win.
Definitely. It's been nearly 2 years since Teofimo Lopez has fought on ESPN, and the former lightweight king is primed to return in a devastating fashion, and making his welterweight debut. This is going to be great, and against such a good opposition, man. Pedro Roca-Campa. This is definitely a step up for him. And then we have in the 8-round junior middleweight co-feature, we got the Puerto Rican sensation, Xander Zayas. He will take on Elias Espadas. I'm super excited for this, man. I love watching this kid every time he jumps in the ring. Xander Zayas, the 19-year-old phenom from San Juan, he bolstered his status as one of the boxing's top prospects after going 6-0 in 2021. He knocked out durable veterans like Friars, Carpensy, and went the 6-round distance with New Mexico native Jose Luis Sanchez. Xandas made his 2020 debut in March, going 8 rounds for the first time with his Les Valles. And, his scheduled June 11th return was scrapped after he contracted a non-COVID related viral infection. Zayas is healthy and primed to fight tomorrow night. And he's taking on Espadas, who is 22-4 with 15 KOs. A native of the Yucatan, Mexico. He has never been knocked out. He has not lost since the close 2018 decision to Olympic bronze medalist Falco. And this is going to be some great undercard action, co-main event action. Zaz, he can't wait to get back in the ring after what happened in June. It's all in his past, and he's 100% recovered. And, he's thankful for the support that he got. And this one, what are your thoughts on this fight? Because I know this one, we've all been waiting to see Xander Zayas get back in the ring. Prospect of the year, knockouts of the year, runner-up. Like, the kid is just on fire with his climb through the ranks right now. What are your outcome for this? Because I'm going Zayas all the way here.
I'm not going to disagree. My thoughts are pretty well parallel to what I just said about Lopez. I mean, he's going to have his hands full in a really decent challenger and veteran, Espadas. But let's go with the odds makers here. I mean, Espadas is an underdog on this fight. I think Zayas has got it. I think realistically, no matter how you slice it up, the cards are what they are. Anyway, I'm not going to argue with it. That one's going to be a great fight as well. I'm looking forward to seeing that. But I do believe Zayas has that victory under his belt.
Definitely. I definitely think Zayas is going to take this one. Then in the undercard action, this one is streaming live on ESPN Plus, guys. We got Las Vegas-born junior lightweight contender Andreas Savage Cortes. He's 17-0 with 10 knockouts. He steps up in an 8-round title against Abraham Montoya, who is 23-1 with 14 KOs. Cortes has won 3 straight fights by stoppage, including last August first round blitzing of former world title challenger Genesis Cervania. Montoya is coming off a razor-thin majority decision loss to top prospect Gabriel Flores Jr. So, these guys both coming off some different kinds of fights here. This one's gonna be good, man. And this one tops the undercard action. So, guys, make sure you tune in for the undercard action. You're not going to want to miss this. That gets started, I believe, 6:30 p.m. Eastern on ESPN Plus for that one. So, guys, make sure that you mark that time down. You're not going to want to miss this, because also in undercard action, featherweight U.S. Olympic silver medalist Duke Reagan, who is 6-0 with 1 knockout from Cincinnati, returns in a 6-rounder against fellow unbeaten D'Angelo Fuentes, who is 7-0 with 4 knockouts. Huge. And then we got middleweight Olympian Troy Isley. Again, 6-0, 4 knockouts. You know, Reagan's Olympic teammate from the Tokyo Games. We'll see action in a 6-rounder against Victor Tony, who is 6-1-1 with 5 knockouts. Isley knocked out Dante Stubbs in the 6th round in his last outing. So he's coming off a wonderful victory, a great knockout. So he's going to be riding that hype train, looking to do mean business and, take out Victor Tony probably in the same kind of fashion. And then we got lightweight prospect Charlie Sheehy, who, we've profiled on this show before, just like Reagan and Isley and all these guys. Another prospect to be watching. He's 3-0 with 3 knockouts, 100% right now, making his second pro appearance at Resorts World Las Vegas in a 4-rounder. While Puerto Rican junior welterweight standout Omar Rosario, who we've also talked about at 7-0 with 2 knockouts, will fight in that 6-rounder. So this one is really, really good. And then we have a featherweight battle scheduled for 8 rounds. Veteran contender Jose Enrique Vivas, who is 21-2 with 11 knockouts, will take on Eddie Valencia, who is 19-7-6 with 7 KOs to round out the top here in the bottom of the undercard here. So this one, it's gonna be a great match. Definitely some great boxing. Definitely some great up and comers to watch here. And and then we get to see Teofimo Lopez performing at the 140, which is great to top off the card for the big fight this weekend. And that's what we're talking about. That's what it is. Are you excited to see any of these young cats coming up here? Because I know I'm pretty excited to see Reagan, Isley, Sheehy back in action. These guys, they tend to make it pretty exciting every time they're in the ring. So definitely some great boxing for this weekend.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. And like you, I cover these guys on the weekday news report. I'm always promoting, if you will, the up and comers, just like you do. So when you have a really, really good card like this stacked down below with great fighters.
Could you turn that TV down just a little?
All right. My comments got eclipsed by.
Look at the baby! What up, little kid? Hi. Tim. That's
Tim's new producer.
That's the very last grandchild.
Wow.
She the youngest grandbaby. Her name is Nova.
Hi, Nova. Hi, Nova.
Hi. Say hi, Mama.
Honestly,
that's the youngest Witherspoon.
Oh, she's so
generation.
Cute. She's
Say
so
hi,
cute.
Mama. Say hi.
Hi, beautiful. Hi, beautiful.
Yeah, that's Nova. Now she taking my play. Yeah, she the youngest out of all the grandkids.
Wow.
That's excellent. Tim,
now she's trying to steal my show.
I gotta pick your brain for a minute, Tim, because our boy Teofimo Lopez, he's in action this weekend. I know you were giving him some defense pointers on the street. We seen the video, right? Giving him some pointers. How do you think he's gonna step up into the 140 category? How do you think he's gonna do tomorrow night?
He definitely gonna have to tighten his defense up. His harder punches.
Yeah.
And the kind of skills he was showing me is not the skills that you learn when you first started. It's just simultaneously movement. Like when somebody throw punches, which can't teach nobody, it's all natural.
Right.
So he might have to buckle down and learn basics, blocking, slipping, and slow down a little bit. He's a lighter weight, right?
Yeah. He was previously 135. Now he's up. He's debuting tomorrow 140. So he's gone up 5 pounds. And 5 pounds makes a difference, right, champ?
I guess it does. It really is how you maneuver, how you block punches, and how your endurance, and how tough you are. I do. Right. Oh no.
It sure mattered to Jake Paul.
Hold on.
Oh, speaking of Jake Paul, Katie Taylor blasting him out, asking for the rematch for
the
fight. Katie Taylor goes on blast, talks about it, and she's.
I'm sorry, man.
No problem, champ.
Okay.
But yeah, definitely that's hilarious, man. But honestly, champ, I know you were giving Teofimo some little lessons on the street there, showing him how to tighten up that D a little bit. Maybe we will get to see some of the pointers that you gave him on the street in action tomorrow night. That'd be nice to see. If he takes the advice that you gave him, we might see a little bit of a different Teofimo Lopez. Tighten up defense, using that head movement a little better. I think it's gonna be a great event tomorrow night. It's the only big fight going on, so I'm excited for it.
Oh man.
Are you looking forward to next weekend's fights though?
Yeah, I'm just trying to keep my laptop on. Hold on.
No problem, champ.
Let me hurry up.
Filip Hrgovic and Zhang going at it next weekend. And from Saudi Arabia, we're going to have Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk finally. And if Tyson Fury finally really has retired, like if he really does vacate that belt, then we've got a good showdown coming up in the heavyweight division after that.
I heard some rumors that Fury was telling Dillian White to sign the damn contract. So let's see what happens. And let me tell you, have you guys seen Usyk? He's looking like a heavyweight now. He's put on some mass. He's really taking this serious, man. He's looking.
You know what? I think if Hrgovic beats Zhang next weekend, and it doesn't matter who wins, Joshua or Usyk, the winner of the Joshua Usyk fight should fight Hrgovic, because that would be just a barn burner of a fight. Because I'm not a big fan of Tyson Fury's fighting style anyway. It's all jab and grab kind of stuff. And although he's powerful, he's big, he's nasty, he's a big brute. But he has officially retired. So let's see if he vacates that belt, and let's see if he truly steps aside, because that will unclog the heavyweight division.
Yeah, like next weekend, I'm looking forward to the fights. There's a lot of cards. We got the Navarrete and Baez. That's gonna be a great card in itself, because on that one we've also got Santillan, who's on that card as well. Nico Ali Walsh back in action. On the undercard, you got Lindolfo Delgado, you got Omar Aguilera. There's a lot of great Xavier Martinez, Alejandro Guerrero. Like this card's going to be great. Another good one to watch. And then next weekend as well, we got the Bronner and Figueroa. That's going to be another card that's going to be great, man. Bronner 34-4-1, man, taking on Figueroa, who's 28-2-1. This one's going to be a great matchup there for sure. And then we got Gutierrez on this card as well. We got Garcia, who is 15-0. Like there's some great matchups coming next weekend. So definitely, guys, be on the lookout for that. And then obviously we got the Usyk Joshua too. Usyk looking like a beast, man, coming into this one. So Anthony Joshua, you definitely have your hands full with this one. Definitely have his hands full with this one.
I do believe that if Anthony Joshua would stand his ground instead of bouncing around and had a little bit more skills, I don't think the last fight would have lasted. They had him bouncing around, and he's a heavyweight. He's got to prove to everybody he's a heavyweight champ. Now he can stand in front and slip, bing, bang, and stand his ground instead of bouncing around.
Yeah.
Show this guy who the boss is.
Yeah.
He lacked the skills in that fight.
Yeah, he did.
And I think he did the wrong thing. And I think this time, if he stand there, keep his defense tight, dig with shots, dig defense, block his jabs, move and stay close with a good defense, he can get him out early. They send him down. I have nothing against Garcia.
Yeah.
His son was successful, but I don't know if the dad could deliver for a heavyweight like that. I'm just saying. So right. I think they went to the wrong place. I might be wrong. I think they went to the wrong place, but he shouldn't be bouncing around, stand his ground, and get this smaller guy out of there.
Yeah.
With a good defense.
Yeah, definitely. This one, I don't know what Usyk's weighed in at, but he's definitely put on a crap load of weight for this one.
Yeah. He put on some weight. He's going to be a little bit slower. Like I'll say real quick.
He's going to be a
I'll
little
say
bit
real
slow.
quick, if Mayweather and Lomachenko was a little bit slower and out of shape, they wouldn't be making it because they got natural skills. They don't have A, B, and C skills. You know, they do have some of them, but they don't be standing there. They be moving natural, and especially Yusuf. So they got to be in shape to perform like that and to win these fights. If they're just a little bit less, they have a problem. So with Yusuf, he bounces around a lot, and I think you're going to see the same Yusuf, but in good shape. But Joshua, I don't know because he was bouncing and moving, hitting, don't be hit, and he's a champ. You supposed to take it to him and let him know who's the boss and get him out of there if you can.
Yeah.
He didn't have that attitude.
No, last time, and plus Joshua wasn't really listening to his corner the way he should have been in the last fight, and you could see that in the frustration, from his corner people, man. You could see
because
that
he don't know.
Yeah.
He don't know. There's a lot of boxers making money, but they don't have the knowledge of if you can take it. See where I'm coming from. You'll listen to a guy that's got $1 billion, but you won't listen to a guy that only got 50,000 and he's got a lot of knowledge. You listen to the guy that has all that money. So that's what these young boxers are doing. They got the money. Everybody gonna listen to them. They sucking up to them. Oh my God! I hope this don't go there. It's a good show. It is.
It's a great show. It's honestly.
So bottom line, that's what I say. They send him to the West Coast. They could have sent him over this way to the East Cost. I'm not saying that Garcia's dad, can't get the job done, but his son is successful. I don't, Freddie Roach, we don't hear, I keep saying about it. We don't hear too much from him before. I heard he has another good talent coming up. But that's the bottom line. They send him to the West Coast. We got all the big heavyweight coaches up on the East Coast.
Yeah. Stand
there and bang with the Philly shell and get this guy out of here. We know exactly how to get the job done. You're figuring to bounce around here, bouncing, hitting, don't be hit. I don't know if you're going to do it this time, but he need to get more encouragement, more of himself into that fight. No, I'm going to take this. I want, come on, okay? That type of thing.
Yeah.
You didn't see that in the last fights.
No.
So many different people telling them.
The hunger wasn't there. And plus, if you look at it, Joshua was out of the ring for a very long time before that last fight, with the pandemic and all that crap happening. So, it's just one of those things. It's
he had all those fights. He still should be in some type of shape. He's champion. I know the layoff. And so what do you mean by what you just said?
Well,
what you think?
Joshua, when he fought Alexander Usyk, he was out of the ring for almost a year, right? Before that fight happened.
Okay.
So, for me, he showed a bit of ring rust in that last fight against Usyk, right? So we're gonna have to see what he's been doing. I think he's been keeping it under wraps a little bit about how he's been training, but I'd like to see the Anthony Joshua that we know who was dominant. That's what we need to see. We need to see
that ring rust was a lack of skills.
Yeah,
the ring rust was a lack of skills too.
Yeah, definitely. And you know what? The proof is in the pudding, man. He's no longer the champ. He lost against a smaller guy who was more technical. That's exactly what happened. He was outboxed that night, and that's why Usyk walked away with the titles. It's just how it worked. And if Joshua wants those titles back, he needs to come in here and make a statement and show that Usyk who the boss is in the heavyweight division. Not have this cruiserweight come up here and literally just come in and take my titles away. That was ridiculous. Shouldn't have let that happen. Definitely shouldn't have let that happen. Shout out to Scrapbox Boxing. Good evening. Thank you for tuning in. I think Tim froze, or I think his laptop died. So we'll wait for him to come back, I guess.
So the big question is, just before Tim joined us, was whether or not Tyson Fury has really retired, because it was reported he's got $65 million now, based on his fights, 3 fights, 2 against Wilder and 1 against Dillian White, 65 million net in the bank. He doesn't need to fight. So, but the sportcasters are thinking the American sport commentators that I was reading this morning were all saying pretty well the same thing. He's making it a bit of a joke by simply grabbing headlines, putting his ego first, as opposed to allowing the spotlight to be shone on Joshua and Usyk as they prepare for their big fight. So,
Right.
Do we really, like, if we can take Fury out of the equation, like I said, and you've got a guy like Hrgovic stepping up, you got a whack of big boys stepping up and ready to.
Oh, there's a whack. We got tons of big boys coming up, and because of these guys that are already in the top, and all the media that's going on, some of these new guys are coming in under the radar, and I've got my ear to the ground, and I've watched all this next generation of big fighters. We could almost create a super heavyweight division with how big some of these guys are getting. You got like Arslanbek Magomedov. This guy's like what, 6'8", 270. He's undefeated. You got Zhang, who's undefeated. You got there's just so many. You could name them. You can't name them.
You know what Frank Warren said today? He signed a big boy. He signed Bama Brown. Okay. And he said, given his stable, which actually includes Tyson Fury, he said he could fill a card himself just with heavyweights, premier talent, by the way, like good top level heavyweight talent. He could put on his own card. That's how good he feels his stable is now of heavyweight talent. So the heavyweights, it's really getting, as I said, clogged. And the longer Tyson Fury hangs on to that, he should just vacate that belt and let the other boys, just properly retire, like he promises to do, and go build his own Tyson Fury camp of and roster of fighters. Like, geez, man, spend that $65 million where it's really needed and start grooming.
Go and have a drink at least. take a vacation, go have a drink, Tyson. Honestly, though, but yeah,
that'd be a change.
Yeah, that would be a change. Zhang, and this that's going to be a great undercard, man.
I'm picking Hrgovic though. I really want Hrgovic to win.
I think he'll come through in that one. I honestly think he'll come through. Zhang, Big Bang. He's already in Saudi Arabia, man, ready to prepare for this IBF heavyweight title eliminator, and Hrgovic. These guys, Zhang is 24-0-1 with 19 KOs. Hrgovic 14-0, 12 KOs. This was originally supposed to take place May 7th in Las Vegas. However, Hrgovic's father passed away after a long illness just a few weeks before the fight, causing Philip to withdraw from the bout. After completing a long training camp in the spring, Zhang did not opt to fight a different opponent. He handed the tough veteran Scott Alexander his first KO loss by placing perfectly timed left hand on the button in the first round. Alexander was knocked cold. The footage of that KO was viewed tens of millions of times in the Chinese social media, elevating Zhang's celebrity status in his home country. So, this guy's riding a high. So Zhang's going to come. He's going to bring him, man. This is going to be a big battle between these two. Definitely. Might even be, honestly, could possibly be, stealing the show, man, with the way these guys like to go at it. Definitely could be a devastating finish in that fight, because we both know that Zhang and Hrgovic like to finish fights, man. They don't like to, go the distance. They want to finish their opponent. They want to get in and get out and get it done. And definitely recipe for nasty knockouts. And that's what we want, man. We want to see somebody teeter while they're sleeping to the ground. Getting woken up by bouncing your head off the mat. Then you're like, oh, where am I? Yeah, that's what we want to see, man. And definitely we can get to see it. Got to touch on it. Deontay Wilder, man, he dropped a 7-hour training video in his social media. And, he's nearing a deal to take on Finland's Robert Helenius in a main event on PBC. This is crazy, man. This one's looking like October 15th, 1 week before Wilder's 37th birthday. Wilder hasn't fought since his trilogy rival Tyson Fury last October, which ended in that brutal KO loss for Deontay, after he was dropped 3 times in the contest and hurt repeatedly throughout the fight. So, for him to take all this time to come back Is it too soon? Should he have stayed away? We don't know. But honestly,
my answer always has been since that fight, yes, he needs to stay. I think he was concussed, and with a brain injury, you never know what's going to happen next. I know if Tim was on the line, he'd say the exact same thing. Deontay Wilder should take his money, say thanks very much to the sport of boxing, and continue on, as I say, with Tyson Fury, with their private lives. And there's absolutely no reason that he has nothing to prove. Deontay Wilder was a great knockout artist without a doubt, powerful boy. But at the end of the day, he's 37. Let's leave it in the hands of the kids now.
yeah,
It's like
man.
how many Major League Baseball players, how many NBA players, how many National Hockey League players, how many football players really truly get to play at the premier level at the age of 37? Not too many. And so, honestly, his trainers need to say to him, Deontay, you've had your run, you've made a lot of money, you've done what you intended to do, which was to raise enough money to pay for his daughter's hospital bills. He's done that. He's done well. To take on anyone else is absolutely ridiculous because one shot to the head, he's gone. He's done.
Yeah. Honestly, I got to say this part. I do miss that right hand from hell. I do miss it. I do miss it. Like you could always count on Deontay Wilder, as long as he wasn't fighting Tyson Fury. You could always count on Deontay Wilder to knock somebody silly with that right hand cocked and ready to go, unless you're Tyson Fury, because then that doesn't happen. But we need guys like Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder, those shit disturbers, those talkers, those flashy showboaters. We need some new guys to come in, some younger guys who have that charisma, because you know what? At the end of the day, that charisma sells tickets. And when you get guys in the ring like that, it makes for great events. And, it's unfortunate that these two guys who are, at the height and pinnacle of their careers, champions, and, they fought each other for this amazing trilogy. And now they're both kind of like vacated from the sport. It's kind of nice to see Deontay Wilder coming back. But, if he suffered a brain injury, man, the effects of that injury are not going to happen now. 20 years from now, 57, 67, when he hits those ages, is he going to be able to walk? Is he going to be able to talk? Is he going to be able to feed himself, dress himself? That's the kind of things that he should be worried about now. You know what? You had a great career, man. You knocked out so many people. You know what? Tyson Fury is that guy that has your number. You'll never be able to beat him. You'll never be able to progress in the heavyweight division as long as that man is reigning champion. At that point, you should just retire.
Yeah. It'll be interesting to see now following the progression of the training camps and the media that's been following Anthony Joshua and Alexander Usyk. You were commenting earlier that Usyk has put on some beef. But my God, Joshua looks pretty gosh darn big as well.
Yeah.
Like when they were standing side by side, seriously, I do think the size of Anthony Joshua arms, his biceps, I think he's grown them a bit.
Yeah, I think so. I think so too. He does look a little puffed up.
He does. He absolutely does. And I'm really looking forward to seeing that fight. I mean, funnily enough, if you go back to their previous fight, I picked Joshua to win. I was wrong. But I picked him to win based on his reach alone. I thought his reach would gain him that victory first time out. I was wrong. So now I'm curious. Now it's literally gonna be one of these pound for pound fights. It's gonna be like, who's gonna be the toughest out of the two of them, really, truly. Yeah. Who wants it the baddest? And I really don't know. It's a flip the coin for me on this one. But I'm just gonna, as a fan, I'm just gonna enjoy that fight. That's gonna be a good fight to watch. But the interesting thing, no matter who wins it, it's gonna be interesting to see who's gonna step up and now challenge that winner. And then hopefully by then Fury will have vacated, and then we'll see they'll be for all the marbles at the end of the day. And that's what I'm looking forward to.
See, the thing is that if Fury doesn't retire, he's going to be called out to fight a mandatory anyway. So if he doesn't retire, like, you know, it's all a game at this point. If you haven't officially retired, you know you're going to be called up to fight a mandatory. That's going to happen. I think that's why he's, you know, telling Dillian White to, hey, you know what, sign a contract. Let's fight it up. Let's get in there and do it. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But we first got to see what happens with all those other belts. We got to see if Usyk's going to hold him, if Joshua's going to get him back, and then we can see what's going to go on from there.
I mean, there's no shortage. I mean, take a look, Joe Joyce, Daniel Dubois. I mean, there's no shortage over just in England alone of guys chomping at the bit, ready to take on. Like, they're not afraid to take on the winner of that Joshua Usyk fight. They're not.
No, not at all.
So anyway, so my point is no one's waiting for Tyson Fury to step up. At the end of the day, he's had his chance, and quite frankly, throughout his career, who's he really beaten? At the end of the day, you know, a couple of times he's beaten Wilder. But out of the top 20, I think maybe only a handful across his career. Tyson Fury's he's not a legacy fighter, if you ask me. I'm not going to say he's not a great fighter because he has won. He is a champ. But at the end of the day, if you take a look at, I mean, if you've got a chance to Google it, Google who he's beaten. You know, the name.
You know, Otto Wallen, Tom Schwartz. He's taken on, you know, Vladimir Klitschko, Christian Hammer, you know, Derek Chisora, Joey Abel, Stephen Cunningham. He's also fought, you know, Vinny Maldon, Martin Rogan. You know, he's taken on a lot of big names. Zach Page, Rich Power, John McDermott. But in the last.
You're proving my point, though. You're naming names that realistically aren't around. I mean,
if you look at his last 5 fights, it's Dillian White, Deontay Wilder, Otto Wallen, and Tom Schwartz. That's his last. You know, that's his 2019, 2020, 2021, and 2022 all solved up in 5 games.
Anyway, I'm just simply saying, like, at the end of the day, it's not exactly, you know, he's not challenging. He's not accepting the challenges from people who deserve to be fighting him. And at this particular stage, he should step aside. I think we're talking a little bit too much about him, but I just thought it was funny the comments made today about Tyson Fury and his retirement. It'll be only well and good if he in fact vacates that friggin' belt. If he vacates the belt, then finally we'll know he's retired. That's all I was saying. Sorry for rambling on, guys.
No, it's fine. And, you know, like we're talking about these heavyweights and you know, the world rankings. Like, you round up the top 10, right? Like we got top 10 according to BoxRec. It's, you know, Usyk, Fury, Wilder, Joshua, White, Parker, Chisora, Pulev, Joyce, and Hunter. But then you look at more.
Wow, I can't believe Michael Hunter's still in the top 10.
Yeah, he's hovering in the top 10. Luis Ortiz is number 11. And then you got Martin Bacoli, number 12, Frank Sanchez, Otto Wallen, Demirezen, and then we got Tony Yoka, Helenius, Dubois, Konak, and Zhang. And that's the top 20.
Wow.
Right? So there's a lot of names. And then as you go down this list, right? You start seeing names that have popped up on fights here and there that you can remember, you know, Hooney, Hargrovic, Rice, Serenko, Cheney, Jalalov, David Allen. There's a lot of heavyweights that are coming up in the background here, you know, Jerry Forrest, F.A. Jogba, George Ares. So there's guys that are slowly climbing. So I can't wait, man. We're gonna get some great heavyweight action going on in the future as these other heavyweights start to come up. Like, you know, Jared Big Baby Anderson isn't even in the talks yet, man. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like, he's being slept on, and I'm telling you, he is one of these guys. I've been watching that kid from day one, and he is chefing up knockouts for free. That's what he's doing. Honestly, I can't wait to see that guy in some great international action, man. He's another one coming up. And honestly, there's lots of great young heavyweight talent coming up. So we're excited. We're excited here. But that's pretty much all we got to really talk about, I guess.
Well, you know, the other thing you had mentioned was the need for these younger heavyweights to learn from a guy like Tyson Fury how to address the media and how to keep the fans interested in the sport of boxing.
Yeah.
And in this particular regard, I would argue that Tyson Fury is taking advantage of that position, but at least he's educating his young guy as to how to control the media, control the message, and educate and inform these guys as to how to take the bull by the horns, say the right thing, say you're ready for the fight. But in this particular case, it's the opposite. He's ready to retire. But the young guy should be learning from Tyson Fury as to how to take control of page one of the sports section of the newspapers and dominate over all the other sport industries out there. Like, you know what? Come to think of it, kind of like golf has their masters, and I think maybe even tennis has a masters kind of division.
Yeah.
Maybe boxing needs that too, where Deontay Wilder, if there are enough fans out there who are really interested in Deontay Wilder, and I don't think so, because they pulled the plug on the Jake Paul fight, not because of 5 or 10 pounds, but because they hadn't sold any tickets.
Yeah.
So if Jake Paul can't sell tickets, then can Deontay Wilder? Is the question. But let's just say there was a masters division in boxing where you had over or past their prime fighters going toe to toe with helmets on. Counting on liver shots to win fights, for example. That might be interesting. Or liver shots only. That would be interesting.
Right.
It's a little slow. I had to get my phone.
Excellent. We got you back, Tim.
Yeah, sorry about that. The video was kind of slow, but you can hear me talking, right?
Yeah, we can hear.
Yes.
Okay, sorry about that. We was talking about it. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm back now.
Yeah, excellent.
All right.
Yeah, we were just touching on how we think that at this point Deontay Wilder should probably just stay out of the game, and
yeah, we talked about that before too. Remember?
Yeah, and
he's coming back. He's coming back in October.
Yeah,
Tyree hasn't really been beat up that much. Ali came back a couple of times. Did Joe Frazier came back too, right?
Yeah. Hey, George Foreman came back and won titles.
Yeah. So he really just coming off of a big fight, and he's still in okay shape.
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think he could give it another try.
See, the thing with Fury though is he's saying that he's retired, but he hasn't officially retired.
Okay.
I think it's all a game, right? Because honestly, eventually the mandatory is going to come into effect, and he's going to have to fight somebody. So you're either retired or you're waiting for the WBC to say that's who you're fighting next.
Right.
So until he officially makes that statement, he's got a target on his back, man, because he's got a belt. So realistically, he's not retired. He's still the WBC champ, and until that happens, until he officially retires, he's still legal. He's still in the game. I think I heard
he got rid of Sugar Hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw it the other day. I think he got I forgot his name, but I used to train with him. His cousin, Shania. His Tyson Fury cousin name, Isaac.
Okay. And then you know what? We got Deontay Wilder taking on Robert Helenius. This is going to be a good one. Right. I don't even know what to say about that. Just, at this point for somebody like Deontay Wilder, okay, what do? You win a couple of fights. You end up getting into title contention again and end up facing the same guy who's kicked your ass 3 times. You know what I mean?
You step into the world of broadcasting and or management. That's what you do when you're Deontay Wilder. You're a known figure in the United States. You're popular. You're well-spoken. A good-looking man.
You make a great personality for commentating.
That's what you do. You realize you're 37 years of age. One shot to the head, you're dead. So why risk it? Why risk it? Get into broadcasting, get into management, get into training, whatever. Open up Wilder gyms. 100 gyms across the country. People want to become as buff as him, for sure. And he'd probably make more money doing that than fighting Lanius. At the end of the day, Why risk your life is all I'm saying. I've said it since day one. After that Tyson Fury fight, he got hammered. He got concussed. He needs to stay down.
Right.
Anyway,
You know what? It is what it is. It's Deontay Wilder. He really doesn't need to do it. He should take a broadcasting job before he can't hold a sentence. Before he's like, he fought. Like,
right.
come on. You know,
Right.
We don't. Deontay, take a break, bud. Get behind the camera, sit down, commentate, make your jokes. You know, you're a character. Definitely, broadcasting could do wonders with him. And you know, he should take that opportunity. You know, sign a nice 20-year contract to sit ringside and, you know, make millions of dollars. Why not do that?
Why doesn't he just join the Talkin Fight Network? Go sit ringside when we broadcast and live stream events. You know, he can grab a microphone. My gosh, I've seen so many former boxers grab the microphone and do really well with it. So anyone can do it, really. Hey man, if we can do it, he can do it.
Exactly. Tim, welcome back.
I'm sorry.
No, it's okay. It's okay.
I hope it don't go out. I hope it don't go out again.
We're almost at the end of the show anyway, so at least you made it back to say goodbye to everybody.
No, I want to hear about Tim's. I want to hear about Tim's event where he's going to live stream for us.
You talking about?
Your
you talking about? Yeah, they moved it back. So, guys, I'm 241. I lost 20 pounds. I went to the gym today. I came off at 241. So I will be 235 in the next 10 days. First time in 30. So the exhibition is against this guy Leo, who's from Berwick, Pennsylvania. He's got a gym, Rocky boxing, a lot of amateur shows, and he just want to, you know, bring in the area. He want to bring some, you know, a guy like me to come in and raise the whatever the bar is, what they doing over there. So I'm just looking forward to it.
He wants you to bring some hype to his. He wants you to bring the hype to his gym, get him boosted up, man.
Yeah, and the area up in Berwick. So, and they did. He had a couple of shows, and he did very good. He got a beautiful gym. They pushed it back though. They pushed it back. Huh?
No headgear, right?
I think we're gonna have to need headgear. We're gonna have to need gear.
It's okay,
I don't think. I don't think he's gonna come at me right now. I've been hitting the hammer. I can go 3 hammer without stopping. Do the ropes.
Wow.
3 minutes without stopping. Wow. I just got this running 30 minutes yesterday on the treadmill and hit the head 5 times. So I just got to get my legs in shape. My upper body is okay, and I'm throwing combinations pretty sharp. But my legs got to get stronger because my back hurts a little bit. But I can see I could get better. I gotta get better. So I'm ready. If Tyson or any of them want to do 25 days, I'm ready.
There you go.
And I'm 64.
Yeah, man.
Look at my face. Look at my face. My face is a little thinner. I stepped on the scale, 241.
Wow. That's great, Tim.
So you can see where my face is getting a little.
I can't wait to see you in this exhibition match. And we're going to live stream.
Listen, we supposed to play that, right? We supposed to get the video of it, right?
Yep. We're going to play it on.
We supposed to do that live, right?
Yeah, we're going to do it live.
Okay.
So all the fans out there, all the fans watching, be on the lookout for us to be live streaming Tim Witherspoon's exhibition match in the near future on this channel. You're not going to want to miss it. Trust me. Tim is going to be at a weight of 235 pounds, and he hasn't been there in years. You're looking good, Tim, and I can't wait to see you in there. Even though it's
Thank you.
I can't wait to see it.
Hey, you know what, guys? It'll be the first match of the Masters division for the Talkin Fight belt.
There you go.
Okay. We're definitely going to do this.
A nice big championship belt.
Looking forward to the skills. I don't know if I'm going to knock him out.
Oh, I can't wait.
That would be too bad. We We're just trying
Right.
to
You don't want to hurt him too much.
add something to the amateur shows. That's all.
Right on.
Yeah.
Right
No,
on.
good
That's
stuff.
great.
But
Well,
there might be a reason why he pushed it back. It was October. It was October the 10th. I think he moved it. I think it was September 9th or 10th or something. And he moved it back.
No,
So he must be scared of me now.
yeah,
He must be scared of me.
He's seen the videos of you on the internet, and he knows you're getting in shape. So now he's man, I better take this serious. I better work
I know
out.
him. I know him. His name's Leo. He's an Italian brother, and he's doing a good job with that gym up there. He's doing a good job. So I think he went too far with all this, because I'm gonna be ready for him.
Yeah, you are. See, I can't wait, man. It's gonna be great.
That's
Well,
gonna be fun.
I guess it's time.
Yeah, let's do it.
It's about that time. We're gonna get out of here. What do you guys want to say your last words before we leave?
No, I'm looking forward to that Teofimo Lopez fight tomorrow night.
Yeah.
Looking for the big heavyweight
man.
clashes next weekend.
Yeah.
We got 2 weeks of solid action coming.
Yeah. I'm sorry, real quick before you talking about TFL, we did that stuff on YouTube, and I seen the things that he does, and he's making too many movements just to do one thing, and a lot of boxers are doing that. That's the only I seen him do, like stepping out here looking pretty instead of doing basic stuff. When he can get them quick, basic stuff, he can get the job done. But he want to look pretty. I think that's the way he was taught. I don't think his trainer could teach him A, B, C, and D. I don't know, but he was doing a lot of nice, fancy stuff and looked like it'd work. But it's going to be a point when you're fighting somebody tougher and stronger. You're going to need them basic bend your knees, keep your defense tight, slip, and stay in that pocket. Move it, but stay in that pocket and fire back. So he might need that in a fight like this. And if it's a tough fight, he's going to need that tight defense. He might not be able to move around pretty. And he's a good kid. I like him. He's capable of winning those fights like that. Yeah. But he moved up a weight. This might be a big test for him. And I think this is where you're going to need the basic down and eliminate some of that fancy movement and get the job done.
Yeah.
That's just my opinion.
I think he's going to get the job done. After seeing the video of you giving him a little tip, those little tips of how to tighten up a little bit and less movement, he really was taking that into consideration, and you could see the intent that you were putting. You were intending him to learn this, and he was sucking it in like a sponge. So I'm going to be surprised to see if he uses the tips that you were giving him out on the street, man. He might actually, use that, which will tighten him up. And I think we might see we might get surprised. We might see a little bit of a different Teofimo tomorrow night.
Yeah, we was exchanging knowledge. And it was, a little bit different for him, a little bit different for me for what he was doing. And I just thought sometimes he was making too much movement just to throw one punch. And I like to tell boxers, like, you can just get that job done and move forward instead of doing all that extra movement stuff. It's okay, but you want to just get this guy out of here, or and you want to get that punch in it. But that fancy stuff don't work all the time.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't. And you know what? It's
you in control. You in control, and your opponent camps that hard. I can see you doing that, but don't take no chances. Don't take no chances. Get this job done. Get that title, and go ahead and help the people and enjoy your title instead of play around later on.
Yeah. Well, you guys have heard that wise wisdom from Tim Witherspoon, man. We love it. We love it, Tim.
Thank you.
Yeah. All right. So for this Friday night panel, I guess it's a conclusion. What up, Talkin' Fight fans? Thank you for tuning in to this week's episode of the Friday night panel with Tim Witherspoon, myself, and Graham. We'll see you next week. Same time, same channel, new topics. We're out. Peace. Hold on.